morning, people. It's Tuesday afternoon. That whole Memorial Day weekend was a nice reprieve. Just sucks that it's gonna put me off by a day, and that's a helicopter. Sorry, squirrel. Just I saw the shadow of a helicopter going by, but I didn't hear it or see it. Oh, it threw me off. But yeah, it's Tuesday. It's not Monday. But I'm just still doing the same run, just one day off. Extra day off this weekend, and then I'm only gonna have one day off this next weekend, so whew, we're running hard. Not that there's much in what I do that's hard, but it really kind of sucks when you get used to a certain amount of days off or a certain schedule, and then wham, something throws it off. Had some fun yesterday though. Got the crawler build out and was testing it. Yeah, it's gonna need more weight, like a lot more weight. That, or I might need to go to a different style of axle that already weighs more. Or there's a guy that runs a website called Dinky RC, or RC Dinky, D-I-N-K-Y, I believe, and he makes different bodies for these trucks, the Temper Gen 2s. And I think most of them are 3D printed. But essentially, like if you have all the stock components for a Temper Gen 2, you can just swap them over. Electronics, transmission, axles, everything just swaps over. Well, mine's not really stock anymore, so I don't know if that would be worth it. I'm thinking more of doing a full-on custom build now that I've kind of gotten the hang of seeing what's the hard part and what's not. Like hardware, having the hardware that works. Like, really, I need to have like one long screw for the rear links on the top mounts of the axle, where I'm using 2 short screws and some nuts. And that guy just jumped over with a blinker on a solid white line. And I got a jackass and a tanker. Tanks transport, yeah, you're a smart ass. Now let's just pass in the left lane because I'm in a big fucking hurry. Blinkers, they're important. Now he uses one. Sorry, Unfiltered, I know you're probably listening. But like, seriously, people, slow the fuck down. You're at a intersection of interstates. Like, slow down. You don't gotta be in that big of a hurry. And there he goes, back in the left lane, no blinker. I swear there is a special breed of assholes out here on the road. They have some mental issue that makes them think that The rules of the road do not apply to them. And I don't understand where they got it from. Is that an endorsement you can apply for? Is that like a pre-pass thing that you can get a subscription? It's so damn annoying. And back to what I was talking about. I tried to throw some YouTube editing studio music on that video with the crawler. Let me know how you think. It used to be that you could reuse the same song a couple times a clip. Now it was only letting me use one song once. And I liked a couple of those songs enough to like use them twice, so it kind of seems like it just is really long. But yeah. Okay. For a free editing software that you can get through the Microsoft Store, kind of like the Android Play Store or Google Play Store, you can get it through the Microsoft Play Store. It's not a bad program. Like, you can pay for a premium license on it and get more out of it, but let's be honest, this ain't no $1 million Spielberg production here. This is just a trucker with a camera just trying to fill in the time. Oh, and looky here, it's numbnuts that jumped across a solid white line because he didn't want to get stuck behind cars merging. Going down that hill there in Elizabethtown, and he can't keep it straight. Why are so many of you assholes out here in such a big fucking hurry? Put your cruise on, sit back and enjoy the ride and put the tunes on. Now, let's be honest. There's not the Corvette. Let's be honest. If you gotta drive that fast and that idiotic to get your run done, you should have fucking pre-tripped better. You should have known where you're going better, and you should time management better. Because let's be honest, if you have to drive like that to get your job done, to get as many fucking loads under your belt as you can in a week, you're doing something fucking wrong. Quality over quantity, people. Work smart, not hard. Work smart, not hard. That's a word to live by. You know, I see those Jeeps that color, but I have never seen anywhere that that's a factory color. Unless those are like custom dealership order colors. I don't think I've ever seen those neon slime green color options. Back to us talking about my RC. I think I'm going to try to do a full scratch build after my next car that I plan on getting, which is a drift car. The Red Cat RDS, rear-wheel drive. From from all the reviews I've seen, it's like your best bang for your buck RC drift car. Like, it already comes with a carbon fiber chassis, which is most people's first upgrade. Which, that's something that keeps getting me. It's an RC car, and everybody's always worried about their weight. And we're talking grams. Grams and ounces of weight that these people are worried about. Even with the crawlers, they're like, you gotta keep it as light. It's like, it's a fucking RC car. We're not talking about a real NASCAR that freaking 5 pounds over the course of a 500 lap track is going to cause so much drag that it's going to use so much fuel and so much wear on the tires. Like, I don't get that, people. Why are you so worried about cutting weight? Like, I don't get it. And we're not even talking about, like, racing cars. We're talking about crawlers. Like, I can get weight distribution. I can get that, but the fact that they're like, you gotta cut the weight here, and you want to cut this much weight from this, and we want to use a carbon fiber chassis rails because it's sturdier, but it saves 3 ounces. But they're gonna like put the biggest motor the biggest electric motor they can in the damn thing, which really isn't gonna feel a difference in power for the amount of weight they're pushing, whether or not it's lighter by a couple ounces or grams or whatever. Like, it's something that just bugs the hell out of me. Which is why I've always been a fan of RC Sparks. He's an RC YouTuber from Canada. Now, this guy is a serious RC hobbyist. But he's never been one of those guys where he's like, we gotta cut weight. And he's like, no, we want to make it look cool. And if it happens to function really well, that's a second thought. Like, hell, he just built out of spare parts and scrap pieces of aluminum a drag line bucket excavator, but like for dredging. Because he does a YouTube Gold show called Good Old Lags Digging. Which, back when he used to live out west, he used to have a whole group of guys that would come out and help him put on this little RC YouTube Gold series, imitating that one on Discovery Channel. And that was always cool because of all the stuff he made and had made and threw together. He was a pretty cool guy. Very inspirational. Oh, it's Wednesday morning. Wednesday morning. This whole offset week is gonna grow hell on me. But hey, it's time to roll. Back on the road. gotta start leaving out a little earlier on my starting days, and then maybe I can try to get to the pilot up in Richmond. So then I'm 5 minutes from my pickup and not 30. Because then hopefully that would save me about half an hour of getting down the road. And then I'm contemplating taking 74 to Champaign and then going north, opposed to taking 65 north and having to go across an hour and a half worth of 2-lane roads. I can get away with like a half hour of 2-lane roads if I go through 74, which I think I might do that today. Google Maps says they're both about the same distance, only like 2 or 3 minutes difference. And of course, Lola's talking. Enjoying my morning coffee and my breakfast burrito. Anybody watch Monday's little RC video I made? I tried to zoom in a little in the editing so that it wasn't so hard to see what my truck was doing, but I zoomed in and it would distort. Oh, you gotta love it when so many people are impatient. I say that because there was literally trucks shoulder to shoulder in both lanes that whole time I was trying to get on. Like, you can kind of see it up ahead. Like, what happened to the courtesy and the common sense of not passing at an exit and on-ramp? Like, is that not common sense enough that you're like, hey, people are going to be getting on. Maybe I shouldn't try to pass this person right here. And for the love of God, people, have some courtesy. That's something they should do during all this training. Everybody stresses the trip planning, the pre-trip, knowing how to do all that. I've not really heard too many people with the argument of having some courtesy while driving. Like, hey, if you can't pass a truck within a couple seconds, back off and get behind them. Don't sit there and have a drag race. Don't pass on fucking curves. That's so annoying. That's one of my biggest annoyances. Like, I think I'm pretty sure that was in the test for fucking getting your CDL, is don't pass on curves. Slow down and back off if somebody is trying to pass you and they can't fall back, just so that you can get them out of that left lane. Wait 5 seconds. Don't try to pass on an on-ramp, knowing that more than likely somebody in the right lane is going to have to back off or get over, because traffic has the right of way, but you always get one or two Nimrods that hop in that left lane going too slow, or they hit that on-ramp hot and they're hauling, and they've actually got the speed, but it's not quite to what the rest of traffic speed is. There's not enough fucking etiquette on the road. Like, get over when there's a car on the shoulder. Get over. Especially you people in cars. Consistent speed while passing. That's what you want. Like I'm taking a little bit more than a couple seconds, but I'm also passing multiple trucks because there's not enough room between them for me to get over. But I'm also not inching past them. Like, I obviously have a decent amount of speed more than they have. Most of that's usually because I am pretty much empty. And most of these guys are probably full. Or have a decent amount of weight. Now here's a dilemma. Do I get over just to have to get back over but let traffic through, or do I just hold this lane since I'm gaining on this Stevens? That's something I'm always hesitant about. I'm like, I can get over, but like I'm just gonna have to pass him again because I'm doing the speed limit. I'm in the grace zone of the speed limit. Some more beautiful detour footage. Like, I was just gonna do 65 like normal, since I didn't have to do any acrobatics to get over to it, or to get over to 74. And then there's a 25, almost 30 minute backup on 65 North up above Lafayette, whichever your choice of pronunciation. So it looks like I'm hitting side roads to jump over to 74. Goody. Because even though I have to get off and get on the 2-lane roads, it saves me more than 15 minutes. There's a topic we can talk about. How do y'all determine whether or not a detour is worth taking? Because let's be honest, all these detours that say save 5 minutes on a 30-minute backup, nah, I'm good. Yes, technically you're probably staying moving, but you're not saving any time. And there's always that chance of Is it truck friendly? So that's going to be my little topic for right now. How do you determine whether or not a detour is worth taking? My rule of thumb is that it has to save me at least half the time. So if it's a 30-minute backup, if it doesn't save me 15 minutes, it's not worth it in my book. But that's me. How do y'all determine whether or not a backup is worth it? Oh, that's a nice truck. I know I've not done any useless knowledge lately, which I know some of y'all are missing that. But it really is hard to just poof one into existence out of your the archives back there in the dusty corners of your brain, in your memory. So it's kind of hard to come up with ones that aren't kind of corny. But I guess anything is better than nothing. But I guess you could say I'm going more for the abstract. Like the ones that you would never come across unless you were looking up a certain topic, or the ones that would never do you any good. Oversized load, oversized load. Oh, this week I can already tell is gonna suck, because this is my Tuesday and it's Wednesday. And I'm already slightly behind schedule that I would like to have, but I'm not behind schedule bad, just not what I want. Oh, here's a somewhat interesting one. Now this one I'll look up to make sure, but I'm pretty sure that this one's right. The mechanism that the trucking industry would not be possible without the fifth wheel and kingpin, that was invented by a British farmer, if I'm not mistaken. So, without some kooky farmer over in the UK needing to make some kind of contraption that involved a coupler between a pulling vehicle and a trailer, because I want to say like it was invented back like still horse and buggy time. I don't remember, but I'll look it up. And the UKs don't call them tractor and trailer, they call them lorries, if I'm not mistaken as well. All their semis and tractor trailers over in the UK, they call them lorries, which is essentially like commercial trucks, if I'm not mistaken. But originally it started out with a truck and a trailer using a fifth wheel and kingpin. So there's a little tidbit for you. get to see something interesting on a detour. That is for sure. Looks like I got about 10 miles of this until I hit 74. And I've taken this detour before. You go up, or you go north from the pilot in Lebanon, Indiana, and you take that next exit just past it, and you go left across the bridge that goes over the interstate, and that's Highway 32, and you can take it all the way over to 74. And I believe it comes out in Peoria, or that might just be the road for that section of exit. It might be Peoria, but yeah. Yep, this is 2-lane, 55-mile-an-hour road. I think there's like 3 towns. We went through one. I think there's like 3 little towns you got to slow down on this one, where it drops down to like 25, 30 miles an hour. And it's these roads are the roads that I really get ticked off when I get semis that are wanting to pass me. It's a 2-lane fucking road. The speed limit's 55. Why are you trying to do like 80 on a 55? There's a cool cab over, old Peterbilt. Like there's no reason for you to want to be doing like 70 on a 55 2-lane road. Peterbilt. Oh man, in the house sitting in a garage doing some road watching. That's the main reason you slow down these 2-lane roads. That dude checking his mail. You get some of these bonehead crackerjack drivers that never put their phone down. Oh, don't get me started. I was sitting and just chilling in the driver's seat last night and this morning, and the amount of people I saw walking from their trucks to the truck stop with their head down, just engrossed in their phone, just scrolling. Like they weren't even like typing on mouse. They were just so engrossed in their scrolling. And I'm like, you guys are morons. Like I get like scrolling and looking down and looking up, but like there was no up. It was just full on looking down and scroll and scroll and scroll. It's like, you are the people that are addicted to your phones. And I'm going to profile this. Of the like 10 people I saw, more than half were little thug ghetto wannabe black guys in their wife beaters, their socks with their fucking sandals, and their fucking Beats headphones. And I'm like, are you serious? Like, it's not no longer a like a racial thing or a discrimination thing. If 5 of 7 people, and for just rough, easy numbers, are dressed one way, or like almost identical, it's at that point it's a stereotype, which means it's a statistical assumption. And I guess the only thing you could really call it would be fuckboys. Because I have a feeling if they weren't in a truck, they'd be running around with some kind of jersey t-shirt, blue jeans around their knees, and some kind of fancy tennis shoe. But yeah, change the subject. Looks like I found the diamond in the rough of FedEx drivers. This guy's not overly in between the lanes. He actually slowed down in the cities. He's taking these curves at a reasonable speed. Like, I found the unicorn of FedEx drivers, man. Oh, wow. Oh, that is not what you want to see on one of these 2-lane roads. Semi-traffic here. I wonder if people are jumping over from 74 to 65. Oh, there we go. That's not my particular taste for cars and years, but I can appreciate something that's real nice. That's for damn sure. It's not my flavor, but I can appreciate it. I'm willing to bet it's not the original interior or motor, though. I think that was a 50s or a 40s.